ஒவ்வொரு நாளைக்கு 4 போறாங்கம்மா. 120 இவங்க எக்ஸ் போறாங்க. ஆமாம்மா. நம்ம பிரச்சனை என்ன?
Tiara Linda. Sir, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, madam.
Speaker afternoon. Sir, shall we start, sir?
Start பண்ணலாம் மேடம், ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணலாம். பட் நீங்க நான் ஒரு half an hour வித்தவுட் பவர் பாயிண்ட் தான் பேசுவேன்.
Okay, sir.
ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஸ்லைட்ல இருக்கு, சொல்லும்போது மட்டும்.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We will assist you, sir. No problem. Yes. So, dear participants, good afternoon, everyone. I'm very happy in welcoming you all to the third day of the Faculty Development Program. Today, we come together to know about best practices in teaching and learning and evaluation. We are privileged to be joined by Dr. Deena Dayalan, Associate Professor and Head of the Department of Economics at the Majora College, Madurai. He is a renowned academician with a remarkable career of 35 years and has made significant contributions to the field of education and research. This event serves as a platform for learning, discussion, and collaboration where new ideas and perspectives can be shared. Once again, a heartfelt welcome to our distinguished guests and faculty friends. Now, I'd like to invite Professor Deena Dayalan to take over the session. Sir, over to you, sir.
Okay. Okay. Good afternoon to everyone.
Good afternoon, sir.
Respected madam who has invited me. I think Mrs. Bharanita Rajaram.
Yes, sir. Yes.
And the principal of the GVG College and other faculty members. I have a close association with the GVG College for about 2 decades. So madam has invited me to share some of my experience in the field of higher education. Then I thought that this is the teachers group or professors group, and we would like to discuss about whatever I have learned since 1991. So this is 34th year of my experience. Madam has mentioned 35 years. So 1 more year is needed. 34 years of experience. Just I am going to share my experience alone in this presentation. I am not taking anything from the book or anything from the journals or like that. Whatever I have learned, whatever I have experienced, that I want to discuss with you. First of all, we must know about the history of India. In the olden days, before independence, the teachers are called as gurus. But nowadays, teacher, professor, assistant professor, associate professor, senior professor, so many names, so many nomenclatures have been used in the field of higher education. But basically, we are all teachers, no doubt about it. Our job is to teach. Our job is to educate. Our job is to enlighten. Our job is to empower the students. And our job is to make the students to be a complete man and a good citizen for the country. This is the job of the teacher. And people may call, one may be a tutor or a demonstrator or assistant professor or associate professor or senior professor or whatever may be. But basically, we are all teachers. In those days, in the yesteryears, in the good old days, teachers was called as gurus. Guru, Shishya. Therefore, in Upanishad, Guru is a person who brings us light from the darkness by enlightening us with knowledge. We want to inculcate knowledge among the students. And the purpose of a teacher in the classroom is to remove the darkness from the students' community and enlighten the students with knowledge, and finally it reaches wisdom. I would like to explain with one Upanishad. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Shasat Parabrahma, Dasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. This is Upanishad. What do you mean by Guru Brahma? What do you mean by Guru Brahma? Brahman is a creator. Brahman is a creator. Vishnu is supporting and maintaining our life, and he is the protector. Shiva is a destructor. Destruction is only in the hands of Shiva, Lord Shiva. So Brahman, Vishnu, Shiva. Padaithal, Kaathal, Alithal. Padaipavan Brahman, Kaapavan Vishnu, Alipavan Shivan. Therefore, the Upanishad says that Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sasha Parabrahma Sasme Guruve Namaha. Guru Brahma, Guru is like a creator of the universe. He is a creator. Vishnu supports and maintains the life on the universe. The same way, Guru shows the path of enlightenment to the students' community. And Guru Devo Maheshwara. Lord Shiva is the god of destruction. Shiva Brahman, god of destruction. He destroys all the evil so that the new life can be created. The job of Shiva is to destruct all the evils so that the new life can be created or started. What is the last line? Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Dasme Sri Guruve Namaha. Guru is a true incarnation of the Parabrahma. What it means? One who is omnipresent and omnipotent. There are two words which you have to remember. Omnipresent, engum நிறைந்திருப்பவர். Omnipotent, சர்வ வல்லமை படைத்தவர். கடவுள் என்பவர் எங்கும் நிறைந்திருப்பவர். அதே நேரத்தில் omnipotent, சர்வ வல்லமை படைத்தவர். This is the meaning for the Upanishad, Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu. Guru does not have its equivalent in English because Guru Shishya in India and Guru disciples in Western countries. What is the difference between Guru and Shishya or Guru and teacher, so-called teacher? If you take Ramakrishna Paramavamsa and his Shishya, that is a disciple Swami Vivekananda, Ramakrishna Paramavamsa never teach to Swami Vivekananda. By sitting behind Ramakrishna Paramavamsa, Swami Vivekananda, Ramakrishna Paramavamsa transforms, whose presence itself transforms your own conscience and brings a radical change inwardly in the Shishya. But whereas teacher, one who must teach, preach, explain, evaluate, and all that the teacher has to do it. But Guru, mere his presence, will transform everything to the Shishya. So that is the difference between Guru and Shishya. Disciple is one who is governed by the certain logistics of the life and can work with preconceived knowledge. But Shishya is nothing but a true image of Guru. Disciple is with purpose, but whereas Guru is a true image of, Shishya is a true image of Guru. But just compare with today's scenario. How your students or a disciple or shishya are behaving in the classroom with all the teachers. I just leave it to you. It varies from place to place, college to college, and teacher to teacher also. Teacher to teacher. So that is the major difference today. When I was a student, I used to respect my teachers in the most perfect manner, but whereas today it is not possible. Of course, there are good students also now also, but it's very difficult to have 60 or 70% of the students to perform better with teachers or professors or gurus. So Guru Shishya Parampara has been completely changed. But the purpose of Guru or a purpose of teacher is to enlighten the students and empower the students. And for which there is another one Upanishad which is called Asatoma Sadgamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Amirdam Gamaya. Fortunately, this is our college prayer. Asatoma Sadgamaya, which means lead me from unreal to real. There are myths, there are unreal things which are happening in the world. But the teacher must be able to show what is good and what is bad, what is real and what is unreal, what is true, what is false. In such a way, the teacher must explain to the students. That is called Asatoma Sadgamaya. Then the second line goes like this: Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. Lead me from darkness to light. I am in the dark. I have a lot of ignorance. That I must be transformed into a complete man with knowledge along with wisdom. So second line shows that lead me from darkness to light. Then the third line, which explains about Mrityorma Amirdam Kamaya. Lead me from mortality to immortality. இறப்பிலிருந்து இரவா நிலைக்கு எடுத்துச் செல் இறைவா. So this is called true education. True education must make the students with character building, life building, nation building, and these are the important things which you must inculcate among the students community. This is called true education. And more precisely, we can say that true education, which means it is a holistic development of hand, heart, and head. It is a holistic development of hand, heart, and head. Hand, psychomotor domain. Heart, affective domain. And head, it's a cognitive domain. There are 3 domains in a human body. One is related to, head area is related to cognitive domain. Then the middle of the body, that is where the heart is located, is called affective domain. And the third one is psychomotor domain. Mind, which is related to knowledge. Then heart, which is related to love and affection. Hand, which is very much related to action. அறிவு தலைப்பகுதி. Then அன்பு இருதயம், ஆற்றல் கை. What do you mean by holistic education? It is a full form of education that is called true education. As teacher, we will have to provide a holistic education and empowering the cognitive domain, affective domain, and also psychomotor domain all must be put together is called holistic development of all the three: hand, heart, head. அன்பு வேண்டும், அறிவு வேண்டும், ஆற்றல் வேண்டும். இது மூன்றும் இருந்தால்தான் அது முழுமையான ஒரு கல்வி. But today our education is aiming for employment, aiming for empowerment, aiming for skill, aiming for information, aiming for life, and not aiming for discipline, but always aiming for money. Even the parents always wanted to put their children only in the colleges, those colleges which are offering employment opportunities. And how much is the package per year, per annum? This is the first question posed by the parents of the children. In that case, we are not in a position to inculcate discipline rather than education. So education, which we want a good education or a true education, which must provide a discipline. Therefore, Thiruvalvar has made it very clear that ஒழுக்கம் விழுப்பம் தரலாம், ஒழுக்கம் உயிரினும் ஓம்பப்படும். Discipline, you can learn discipline only from education. There is another one Kural which is given by Thiruvalvar. கற்க கசடர கற்பவை கற்றபின் நிற்க அதற்கு தக. Whatever you have learned, you must follow whatever you have learned. கற்க கசடர கற்பவை கற்றபின். எது படிச்சாலும் மிக தெளிவாக படிக்கணும். படிச்ச பிறகு கற்ற பின் அல்லது வள்ளுவர் நிற்கிறாரு, நிற்க அதற்கு தக. உண்மையை பேசு அப்படின்னு சொன்னோம்னா உண்மையே பேசணும். அதான் படிச்சிருக்கோம். காப்பி அடிக்கக்கூடாதுன்னு சொன்னோம்னா காப்பி அடிக்கக்கூடாது. லஞ்சம் வாங்கக்கூடாதுன்னு சொன்னோம்னா லஞ்சம் வாங்கக்கூடாது. எதை படிக்கிறோமோ அது மாதிரி படிக்கணும், நடக்கணும். So that is called true education. கற்க கசடர கற்பவை கற்ற பின் நிற்க அதற்கு தக. அடிக்கடி போய் பேசக்கூடாது. வள்ளுவரே போய் பேசுங்கன்னு சொல்லுவார். பொய் எங்க பேச சொல்லுவாரு? பொய்மையும் வாய்மையிடத்து புரைதீர்க்கும் நன்மை பயக்கும் எனின். ஒரு நல்லது நடக்கணும்னு நினைச்சா வேணா நீங்க போய் பேசலாம். ஆனா நல்லது நடக்காது அப்படின்னு நினைச்சா அந்த இடத்துல பொய் சொல்றது மகா பாவம். So whatever you learned, and you must follow the ethics, morals, principles, and all that. So that is the purpose of education. But today the purpose of education is only meant for employment and earnings, not for enriching or enlightening the knowledge of an individual and to lead their life peacefully and happily. And the person who has educated is full of stress. Nobody is happy today. The purpose of education is to make the people to be happy, make the student to be happy. But unfortunately, almost all of them are stressful and always in a tension. So education must give them energy, enlightenment, knowledge, understanding, learnings, experience, discipline, and the holistic development of hand, heart, head. So these are the things which are very, very essential for the purpose of good education. How a teacher can prove himself as a good teacher? The teacher, which is the career, may be devoted for the purpose of the development of a human being. The way you teach, the knowledge you share, the care you take, the love you shower, that only makes you the world's best teacher. The world's best teacher is made not by machines, but by the great students. Great students are only making the great teachers. Today, higher education has been enormously expanded. For the last 75 years since independence, the colleges, mushroom number of colleges, there are more number of colleges, especially in Tamil Nadu, around more than 500 engineering colleges, more than the 30 universities in Tamil Nadu. So there are number of colleges, number of universities. But fortunately or unfortunately, almost all the higher educational institutions are aiming to produce a person with skill, not with discipline. So, because of lack of discipline only, the country will not be able to grow in all possible ways. And we must grow in all 360 degree. Otherwise, it's very difficult. But the discipline of the people of the country is very important rather than the knowledge of the people. I can always tell my students that discipline is primary and knowledge is secondary. When a person is disciplined person, he will be able to lead his life happily and peacefully. Nowadays, the people are drawing more amount of salary, maybe around 1 lakh rupees per month. But after 35 years, he'll be admitted in the hospital and facing lots of health problems and psychological problems and all that. So education is very, very important, but how we are going to provide education, it is only in the hands of the teachers. And teachers has to play a very, very important pivotal role in the field of the growth of the institution and also the growth of the students. And the great students make a great teachers, and teaching is not an easy job, it's a very hard work. It's very difficult to satisfy all of you, since I am in the online and I am able to trying my level best to make you to listen to me. And I am also equally painful that I am seeing only the screen of the laptop, and no teacher is willing to unmute the video. And it is a painful experience for the resource person to talk to the screen rather than the human being. But it is an order of the day that one has to go with the technological development. Therefore, my primary aim is to make all the teachers who are on the line to be an inspiring teacher, not only a good teacher or a best teacher, but you should be an inspiring teacher, and for which you will have to follow some important characteristics. The first and foremost important characteristic of a teacher is to respect the students. While you are entering into the class, you will have to respect the students. And the good morning must come out of the mouth of the teacher rather than the students. Say good morning. Wish all the students. Definitely you will get the reply that good morning sir or good morning madam. The first important is extending a mutual respect between the student and the teacher is very important. And also respecting each person ideas, or the student idea must be respected by the teacher, if possible. Number one. Number two, a teacher should have a sense of belongingness. And this is my college, this is my department. I have to do something good for the department. And I have to do something good for my students. And here only my must come. This is my college, this is my department. A sense of belongingness is very essential for a good teacher. That is called mutual respect in the classroom, is also equally essential. Then teacher must be accessible and to extend care and concern towards the students. A teacher should extend love and affection towards the students. A teacher should extend a sympathy and empathy of the students. So I have given you 6 important words which you must follow in your career, in your professional life, that is a teacher life. Love and affection, care and concern, and sympathy and empathy. You should look at empathetically, not only sympathetically, you should look at the problem empathetically. Then only you are extending a care and concern towards your student. And more important is that a teacher must be accessible in the college. And you are not supposed to leave the college before the working hours. So this is the third important character of a great teacher. The fourth one is shared expectations. Teachers are supposed to realize the expectations of the students. The expectation is something different today. Students' expectation from the teacher is something different today. And you must read the minds of the students. Based on their expectation only, you are supposed to deliver goods in the classroom. So that is called a shared expectation. Whatever they expect and whatever equally, the students are also equally expected to satisfy the teacher's expectations. So it's a mutual expectation must be addressed. That is the fourth important key characteristics of great teachers. The fifth one is love of learning. A passion for learning is very essential for all the teachers. I am sorry to mention here that the teachers are not even subscribing the newspapers to his home office. So every teacher, you must subscribe at least one English newspaper, one Tamil newspaper, and you are supposed to read it in the morning. And take some of the important news and to discuss the news with your students in the class, whenever you go to the class. So unfortunately, the teachers are not subscribing the newspapers. If at all, if they are subscribing the newspapers and they are not finding any time to read the newspapers, then you may not be aware, you may not be able to perform better in the classroom. Therefore, you will have to read at least 2 newspapers, one is in Tamil and one is in English. Thereby, you can improve your communication skill. For a good communication, you must have a clarity in thoughts, clarity in speech, and clarity in action. So clarity in thoughts, how the thoughts will come to you because of reading, listening, writing, speaking. And all the 4 skills are absolutely necessary for all the teachers. So every day you will have to read, every day you will have to write, every day you will have to speak, and every day you will have to listen to somebody. If all the things are happening in a day, definitely you are growing. You are able to deliver goods in the classroom. And students will be definitely satisfied with your communication. Thereby you can have clarity in thoughts, clarity in speech, and clarity in action. For clarity in speech, you need to have so many number of vocabularies. The vocabulary is very, very essential. I always believe in my tongue point rather than PowerPoint. I stopped my PowerPoint for about 30 minutes. I am talking to you extempore, whatever I experienced in the field of teaching for more than 3 decades. So for a good communication, we need to read, we need to listen, we need to write, and we need to speak. Then only you will be able to communicate well. For effective communication, you need to have good vocabulary words. Words are very, very important for all of us. If you have poverty for words, then it's very difficult to communicate what you feel in your mind and what you feel in the heart. That is a very big problem for all of you. So read, listen, write, and speak. So we need to have a very good communication skill, for which you must have a love of learning. Learning is a joyful experience. Learning is a lifetime exercise. Learning is a lifelong experience. Learning is a continuous process. It's a lifelong process. One has to learn, one has to read at least 10 pages every day in subject and 10 pages in the non-subject. Then only you will be able to prove your mettle in front of the students. Students will be able to accept your talents. So love of learning is very essential. You must have a passion for learning. You must renew yourself. You must rethink yourself. And you must relearn yourself. Learn and relearn is also equally important. So love of learning is the fifth important character of a good teacher. Then the sixth one is leadership, skilled leadership. What do you mean by skilled leadership? Skilled leadership is very much related to a teamwork. Suppose I happen to be the head of the Department of Economics of Madras College, and I must lead the team of 13 members in my department. So whenever you want to take any decisions, and you have to take a decision in a democratic way and ask them to give their opinion. If the opinions are feasible and without any cascade effects, then you will have to accept it. So democratic decision making is always good for the team leader, and today you will have to lead the team. So you are alone is not the department. The department consists of so many people, and you have to respect all the people's view and all people's opinion. Then you will be considered to be a skilled leader. And for a good leader, skilled leader, you have to take the decision in the right time. Decision making is an important skill of a good leader. So take the decision at the right time, with the right person, at the right place is important for a good teacher. Then the seventh character of a good teacher is creativity and innovation. Just like that, just mugging the no syllabus and the content of the lecture and just reproducing before the students is not at all considered to be a teacher. The purpose of teaching is to reaching the students. The purpose of teaching is to reach the students. Reaching is very, very important. And how are you going to reach the students? Because of your creativity, help us to reach the students. Your creativity alone will help us to reach the students. Otherwise, it's very difficult to reach. And the innovative practices and the best practices which you have learned from the other institutions and the places where you have went. And that only will help us to reach the students without having any trouble. Then the eighth one is collaboration. Today you will have to collaborate with many other institutions, because there is one boss, there are two bosses in the higher education, one is NAC, another one is UGC. So both the UGC and the NAC is giving a guidelines every day. And they have been changing the guidelines every day for the sake of improvement and enlightenment of the students in the. Today the UGC is focusing only on the student-centric education, not teacher-centric education. So you are supposed to have MOUs and collaboration with other institutions, other country universities. So in my days there was no need, there is no need for MOUs. But today you are supposed to have a MOU and collaborative work with some other institutions. So teachers should have a talent of making the students to collaborate their research works in other institutions is also equally essential. Then you must have a professional skill. For a good teacher, what is required? The exemplary communication skill and creative thinking are the two eyes of the teachers. Exemplary communication skill. Power of communication, power of comprehension, and power of intervention. Comprehension skill is also needed. Communication skill. Intervening skill. And if you have all the three skills together, then only you will be able to reach the students' community. So these are the 9 important Navaratna characters of, not Navagraha characters, Navaratna characters of a teacher, which really helps us to prove our mettle. Thereby our students community will be very much benefited out of your expertise, experience, knowledge and wisdom. So with this, I just switch over to my slides. Madam, slide polam. Are you able to follow me?
Yes, sir.
Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
sir.
Yeah, very good.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Dear participants, please enable your video.
If possible, don't compel them. Freedom only will make the people to think better. Huh? And it is the moral responsibility of the listeners or the participants to switch on your video, right? Not audio. The first slide. This is something related to education, which I have discussed with you. Harmonious development of hand, heart, head, and education is the process of drawing a desired behavior. And education, there is one popular definition, which is a worldwide accepted definition given by Swami Vivekananda, is that education is the manifestation of the perfection which is already in man. Manifestation of the perfection which is already in man. What Swamiji is trying to say, that everything is new. Everything is in you, and the purpose of teacher is to explore the talents, extract the talents from among the students and exhibit the talents finally. So everything is in you. And further he quoted like this: if you feel strong, you will be strong. If you feel weak, definitely you will be weak. This is the Swami's words. If you feel, you will be strong. So you must believe in yourself that I am able to do justice for my job. Thereby, it is a manifestation of the perfection which is already in man, is called a true education. Next slide. For a good education, for a true education, we need to have a concentration skill. Now it's very difficult to get the concentration of the students' community. Concentration, how can you enrich your concentration skill? Only by way of prayer, meditation. Only through prayer and meditation. But today the people are not ready to pray, not ready to meditate. So the concentration skill of the students have been completely come down. So a teacher must enrich the students by making them to concentrate in the class, for which prayer and meditation will really help them to improve their concentration skill. Because concentration is the essence of all knowledge. Nothing can be done without it. 90% of the thought force is wasted by the ordinary human being because of lack of concentration skill. So you will have to tell them concentration is very, very essential. I asked one of my students in the classroom, what is life, my dear boy? Then immediately he replied me, what is life, sir, without wife? This is the answer which he has given. Then immediately I replied to him that what is life without wife? No, sometimes wife is a knife to cut your life. Sometimes. So you will have to be very, very careful. That is what I told him. So strength is life, but weakness is death. Education must provide you strength. Not to weaken the students, but to strengthen the student. Whatever you think that you will be, if you think yourself weak, you will be definitely weak. If you think yourself strong, definitely you will be strong. But that all depends upon your thinking. Thinking is the root cause for all the good things and all the bad things. Thinking. Too much of thinking is not good. But a rational thinking and optimal thinking is always good. Next slide. Teacher is a lifetime learner. My dear participants, I have a little right. I have a little right and little capacity to advise you because I have completed 33 years of teaching career. This is my 34 years. Of course, some of them maybe seems to be at the age of 34. But the age of my experience is 34. teacher must be a lifetime learner. Every day you will have to read. And up to your last breath, you will have to read. Then only you will be able to deliver things. So true education must bring light to the poor, light to the illiterate, and more light to the rich. This is a contradictory statement given by Swamiji. More light to the rich. பட்டுக்கோட்டை கல்யாண சுந்தரம் ஒரு வரி எழுதியிருப்பார், 2 வரி. நல்லா படிச்சவன் நாட்டை கூறு போடுறான், ஒன்றும் படிக்காதவன் நாட்டுக்கு சோறு போடுறான்னு எழுதியிருப்பார். This is the words of Pattukottai. The people who are educated are virtually fragmenting the country and dividing the country. But the people who are uneducated are virtually feeding the country in the name of farmers. That is the truth. And the role of the teacher is to teach the best and explore the best in the student and bring light to the students and bring light to the ignorance. That is the duty of the teacher. And also, the teachers are supposed to teach about 4 important things in the classrooms: man making, character building, life building, nation building. What's our man making? Because educational institutions or universities are considered to be a human industry. You are dealing with soul, you are not dealing with machine. You are dealing with soul. So you will have to deal the people effectively, efficiently, and smartly. You are going to make a man. There is one saying in English that man is never born a man, but he grows to become a man. மனிதன் ஒருபொழுதும் மனிதனாக பிறப்பதில்லை, மனிதனாக ஆக்கப்படுகிறான். But the purpose of born on the earth is to man may come, man may go, but I must go on forever. எத்தனையோ மனிதர்கள் இந்த பூமியில பிறந்திருக்கலாம். நான் போகும்போது I must leave something for the benefit of my generation. என்னுடைய சந்ததியர்களுக்கு எதையாவது விட்டு செல்ல வேண்டும். So man making. You have to make the man. A student must be transformed into a complete man. A student who is admitted into the first year program with smoking habit, and the habit of smoking must be removed from the student, is called a complete man. You are making a man. Complete man is, there is one advertisement that is who is complete man. The person who is wearing Raman suit and shirt will be a complete man. This is not complete man. A man who must follow what he has studied is called a complete man. And you are going to deal with the souls. Therefore, you have to be very careful and make a man. And the man must be good for the family, good for the society, good for the country, good for the globe. That is the duty of the teacher. Character building. You are also supposed to inculcate the character. Good things must be inculcated and the bad things and the evils must be eliminated. Character must be built by the teacher in the classroom, and for which the teacher must maintain the character first. Nowadays, when I look at the paper, that almost POSCO Act is falling mostly on the teachers who are working in the schools and colleges. How are you going to make the character among the students community? Unless we follow some ethics, some morals, some practices, best practices, how can you expect your students to be a good student? So we will have to inculcate the good things by way of inculcating the moral among the students. We will build the character of the students. Then life is also equally important. You are also supposed to teach the life. What is life? What is the purpose of life? When you are leaving the earth, you must do something for the nation, something for the globe, something for the family, something for the world. That is also equally needed. Your life must be meaningful one. Your life must be meaningful. You are living life not only for the sake of you, but also for the sake of others. So you have to build up the life, and our life should not be selfish oriented, and it should be a selfless oriented. Then the last one is nation first, no compromise. நாடு அதை நாடாவிட்டால் ஏது வீடு. So nation is first. You must be a good citizen. You must have a patriotic spirit. You must always love your country, and you must always respect your country. You must always respect the laws and rules and regulations and act of the country. Thereby, you are building the nation, and your nation should guide almost all the world countries in the world. And we must be proud of India. And India is able to provide good things for the society, good things for all the world countries. Yoga is given by India. And our ancestors have practiced spirituality is the pride of India. Spirituality is the pride of India. Democracy is the pride of India. Population is the pride of India. Education is the pride of India. Most of the corporate offices have been run by our CEOs, Indian CEOs. And we are ethically, morally upright personalities. India is a country where we can live peacefully. And this is one of the best and the best country in the world for survival, for which we will have to inculcate the character of nation building among the students community. Next slide, madam. Madam, this I have already discussed. Next, teacher. I think you are all teachers, no doubt about it. The purpose of teaching, you must act like a parent first. Parents are the first teachers and the teachers are the second parents. Parents are the first teachers. Who is the first teacher for their children? Parents alone. And we are the second parent in the classroom. You must look at the problems in a parental way, and you must extend always a parental care. And you will be treated as equal to God. எழுத்தறிவித்தவன் இறைவன். அழகா சொல்றோம். எழுத்தறிவித்தவன் இறைவன். அகர முதல எழுத்தெல்லாம் ஆதி பகவன் முதற்றே உலகு. Teacher is equal to God. Don't disagree with mother, father, guru, and God. Of course, we are able to see only three people: mother, father, guru. And it's very difficult to see the God. Unless otherwise, if you have a very good practice, it's very difficult to feel the God. But we have to respect all the three people: Amma, Appa, Guru. Ipa Mata, Pida, Google, Daivam, not Guru Daivam. In the place of Guru, recently, due to technological advancement, we have included Google in the place of students always trying to search, trying to know about something only by using the Google, not using the teacher. So they have completely forget about the Guru. So teachers, you must act like a parent, and you must act like a director, and you are supposed to plan, supposed to organize, supposed to direct, and supposed to control the students. And you must be a friend to your students. A friend means you will have to pinpoint the mistakes wherever they have committed. You must condemn it. And wherever they have succeeded, you are the first person must be yourself to appreciate and congratulate the students community. Thereby, you will be considered to be a friend. Nowadays, again and again, there will be a circular from the principals of all the colleges that mentor, according to NAC. You will have to show a concern towards the students who are assigned to you, and you are supposed to know about the problems and prospects of the students. Therefore, you will be called as mentor, and you must be a guide. There are people, whenever we talk about the PhD guide, the people are very much afraid of it, because today guides are charging money for guiding the PhD. So it is unfortunate, and it should be condemned, and we should not follow such kind of bad practices. To mine, I have produced 15 PhDs. I never get anything from my PhD awards. Thereby, the people are respecting me. And my duty is to disseminate my knowledge to the PhD awards, not to get money. My earnest appeal to all the teachers: don't get single paise for guiding the students, especially for PhD. Because the respect of guide has come down to the larger extent because of the commercial guides. And don't encourage such kind of commercial guides. Try to teach, try to guide, try to help. Because the word guide is not only for PhD topic, but also for the PhD, what's life? Throughout life, you will be a guide. So you are honored with guide. So guide is a very good nomenclature, which you possess, you must be proud of it. And you must be a good communicator. You must be able to read the students with the help of your good communication skill. And you are supposed to deliver the things. And the encoding and decoding must be good. Encoding means the words which we are using for conveying the message should be appropriate. The same way, the students must be educated to decode whatever you have communicated to them. Therefore, the communication will be completely fulfilled. Communicator. And you are also supposed to be a philosopher. Philosophy is very essential. You must teach the philosophy of life. What is good, what is bad, what are the problems which you are going to face in the future, how are you going to safeguard your mother, father, and brothers, sisters, how are you going to maintain the balance between your wife and your own parents, and such things must be given and explained to the students community even at the age of right. So you must be a philosopher, you must act like a philosopher, and you must be a controller, and you are supposed to control all the students in the classroom. Otherwise, it's very difficult for you to control, and you cannot deliver the goods properly, because controlling the students is also equally important. And you must be an operator and cooperator. And you must operate the classroom. At the same time, you will have to cooperate with all the stakeholders, namely parents, society, government, head of the institutions, head of the departments, colleagues, students with the different characters, and all must be cooperated by you. And finally, you are the ruler of both mind and heart. Because I already told you that you are the ruler of both mind and heart. That you are dealing with souls. You are dealing with the mind. You are not dealing with the machines. If you are sitting in front of the computer or the laptop, then the computer, suppose next day you are not coming and touching the computer will never feel. But if you are dealing with the person who is always sitting behind you, definitely you and himself will feel about your absence. Therefore, teacher is the living ideal. Teacher is the fountainhead of knowledge. Teacher is the backbone of educational system. Teacher is the maker of mankind. Teacher is the potential guide. Teacher is the leader. Teacher is the architect of the society. Teacher is the development of the students of today and worthy citizens of the tomorrow. There is one saying in English, poor teacher always complains. You can witness, poor teacher always complains about the students to the head of the department. Then average teacher will always explain the subjects in the classroom. Just explain. Then the good teacher always teaches and he will reach them. The last category is very important category, which is called the best teacher will always inspire the students. The best teacher will always inspire the students community. There are 6 types of teachers. Telling teacher, killing teacher, filling teacher, autocratic teacher, democratic teacher, and laissez-faire teacher. I do not know which category you follow. Whether you are coming under telling or killing or filling. And what we expect today is filling teacher and democratic teacher. Telling teacher, whatever he has studied, whatever he has mugged up, just he is going to reproduce in the classroom. Killing teacher, he always used to use the words which are discouraging in nature. They never encourage the students' community. So such kind of teachers are killing teachers. And the last category, third category is filling teacher. Students are coming to the classroom with empty brain, without having anything. And as we teachers, we are supposed to fill up something in the minds of the students when they go back to their home with the content of subject or subject knowledge or vocabulary, some few vocabularies, current affairs, general knowledge, whatever it is. Therefore, you must be a filling teacher, not a telling teacher and killing teacher. The other type of category is autocratic teachers. There are some teachers always wanted to say, do what I say. And this is not the right way to control the students. So autocratic teacher is not good. There is a 0% freedom to the students community. Then the democratic teacher is 50% freedom to students and 50% freedom to the student teachers. So whenever if you want to do anything in the classroom, if you want to take any decisions for the sake of students community, just to ask them to give their opinion and respect their opinion if possible and feasible for you. Then finally the students will automatically tell you that whatever you want you can take it, sir. This is the outcome of the discussion. So first you must learn to respect the student's opinion and the view. Then the last category is laissez-faire teacher. There is a 0% authority to the teacher rather than the students. Sometimes I have seen some of the teachers who are simply sitting or standing in the classroom without teaching. Because the class is virtually run by the students community, not by the teacher. Because of his lack of communication or lack of knowledge in the subject, and he is not in a position to command the respect, and he is always trying to demand the respect. So what is needed here is a filling teacher and a democratic teacher. And I request all the teachers to be a filling teacher and democratic teacher in your professional career. Next. Madam, next. Oh, not before, previous slide. Okay. A teacher must have in every classroom, he has to look for a positive people, a student with a positive vibe. And in every class, the teacher should look for one more idea. A new idea is very essential. A student should look for concepts which are useful to you and also to the society. A teacher should inspire others to dream more. A teacher should inspire others to learn more. And a teacher should inspire others to do more. One thing you might have remembered that our ancestors were very much interested in their teachers based on their hierarchy of their thought. Matrudeva Bhava, Pitrudeva Bhava, Acharya Deva Bhava, Aditi Deva Bhava. Matrudeva Bhava, first, mother is the first God. Father is the second God. Acharya or Guru is the third God. And of course, God is in the final place. Amma, at this juncture, I would like to tell you and I would like to appeal to you, all of you, that ஒரு பாட்டு ஒன்று உண்டு. அன்னையை போல் ஒரு தெய்வமில்லை, அவர் அடிதொழ மறுப்பவர் மனிதர் இல்லை. அன்னையை போல் ஒரு தெய்வமில்லை. ஒன்னும் ரொம்ப அழகா சொல்லியிருக்கான். அம்மாவை மதிக்கலைன்னா மனுஷன் கிடையாது. வேற ஒரு அந்த டெபினிஷனை நம்ம அப்படிதான் எடுத்துக்கிறோம். Whatever we have learned, the first learning is only from mother. ரெண்டாவது, whatever you learn, the second learning is only from father. தாயிற் சிறந்த கோயிலும் இல்லை. There is no temple more than the mother. And the words of father is like a mantra. தந்தை சொல் மிக்க மந்திரம் இல்லை. தாயிற் சிறந்த கோயிலும் இல்லை, தந்தை சொல் மிக்க மந்திரம் இல்லை. So you will have to obey the words of your father is also equally important. And third one is Acharya or Guru. That I have discussed with you. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara, Guru Sahasra Brahma, Dasne Guruve Namaha. If you are going to respect all the three people ideally, properly, then you will be given chance to reach the God and to see the God and get the blessings of the God. If you are disrespecting or disagree with all the three people, namely mother, father and Guru, definitely you will be prevented to meet the God. So this is the faith and also a belief. Therefore, my honest appeal to all the teachers who are in the line, that at least every day, you may be in a college or a university, every day You will have to talk to your parents, mother and father, at least for 10 to 15 minutes. If you are far away from your village or your native place. And at least once in a month, you will have to dine with them and live with them, sleep with them. That is also equally needed. Just to imagine that without the parents, will it be possible to be a professor of any one of the institutions or colleges? But fortunately or unfortunately, we have been forgetting about the role of parents today. Due to our busy schedule or the busiest work nature, and we will not be able to talk to the parents regularly. I appeal to all the teachers in this group that you will have to spend at least 10% of your salary to the parents. 10%. நீங்க கொஞ்சம் யோசிச்சு பாருங்க, உங்க அம்மா அப்பா எல்லாரையும் யோசிச்சு பாருங்க. எத்தனை தடவை அம்மா குளிச்சு விட்டுருக்க மாட்டாங்க, எத்தனை தடவை பொட்டு வச்சு நம்மளே அழகா இருக்குன்னு சொல்லி ஒரு கண்மை வச்சு பார்த்து நம்ம பிள்ளைக்கு திருஷ்டி பட்டுன்னு சொல்லிட்டு இருக்க மாட்டாங்க, எத்தனை முறை மூக்க சிந்திருக்க மாட்டாங்க, எவ்வளவு தடவை ஊட்டி விட்டுருக்க மாட்டாங்க, எத்தனை தடவை நமக்கு சட்டை ட்ரௌசர் போட்டு விட்டுருப்பாங்க. இத்தனையும் நம்ம மறந்துட்டு ஏதாவது ஒரு காலேஜில் போய் வேலை பார்த்துட்டு காலேஜில் இருக்கக்கூடிய பிரச்சனையை வச்சு அவங்க கிட்ட டெய்லி நம்ம பேசுறதை தவிர்க்கணும். தயவு செய்து தினசரி பெற்றோரிடம் பேசுங்கள். பெற்றோருக்காக ஒரு 10% சம்பளத்தை குறைந்தபட்சம் பெற்றோரை உங்களோட வச்சுக்கிட்டீங்கன்னா வெல் அண்ட் குட் அனுப்புங்கள். பெற்றோரை ஒருபொழுதும் மறக்காதீர்கள். அவங்க இல்லைன்னா நம்ம இன்னைக்கு ப்ரொஃபஸர் கிடையாது. அவங்க போய் காலேஜில் சேர்த்து விடலைன்னா நம்ம இன்னைக்கு பேராசிரியர் சொல்ல முடியும். ஸோ ட்ரை டு ரிமெம்பர், ட்ரை டு டாக் டு தெம், ட்ரை டு டைன் வித் தெம் for at least in a day in a month, and try to sleep with them at least one day in a month. So altogether, if you are going to stay with them for 12 days, மாதத்துக்கு ஒரு நாள்னா வருஷத்துக்கு 12 நாள், 365 நாள்ல 12 days may be devoted for living with your parents. So that will be the meaningful life. இல்லைன்னா ரிட்டையர் ஆகுதுனே நம்ம அப்படியே மறந்துடுவோம். அப்புறம் அம்மா அப்பாவை நினைச்சு பிரயோஜனமே இருக்காதுங்கிறதையும் அவங்ககிட்ட பணிவோட தெரியப்படுத்துகிறேன். So teacher must have 8 important qualities. That is 4 P's and 4 T's. Planning, preparation, presentation, and finally performance or personality. Presentation, which means performance. What do you mean by planning? Whatever you want to do it in advance. Think about in advance. Planning is very, very essential for all of us. Before going to take the class, entering into the class, you must plan well what to talk, what not to talk, what is to be covered, what to talk, how to talk, when to talk, where to talk, how much to talk, and what not to talk. So these are the questions to be answered before going to. How much of portions to be covered? What are the things which are going to be consulted? Are you going to consult with the journals or books or the experts? So for which you will have to plan well. If you fail to plan, definitely you will be failed in your life. So planning is such an essential one for all of us. So before taking class, before lecturing, and you must plan well and you must prepare well. How are you going to prepare the content of your lecture? What are the books to be referred? What are the journals to be referred? What are the persons to be referred? And how are you going to present? Are you going to present with the candidates or extemper or a discussion form? Or what is the pedagogy which you are going to adapt? In such a way, you will have to prepare before going to take class. And finally, presentation is an art. And there are teachers I have seen in my life that there are knowledgeable teachers, highly wisdom-oriented teachers, skill-oriented teachers, but they are poor in presentation. Presentation is very much essential for a good teacher, because I have told you that you are dealing with souls. There are 5 senses in a human body. Kandu, Ketu, Uttu, Unarndu, Suvaitu. As teacher, you are supposed to satisfy all the 5 senses. So presentation only will make the students to listen to you. And the way in which you are presenting, the way in which you are sharing your expertise, sharing your knowledge, and explaining the problems, explaining the issues and discussing the issues and evaluating the issues and finally giving the solution, which are all matters during the presentation. And if a student is not interested to listen to you, which means you are prepared well, you have planned well, and you are a knowledgeable teacher, no doubt about it. But where you are committing a mistake is your presentation is not up to the expectation of the students. The presentation is not up to the expectation of the students. And you must go down to the level of the students and make them to understand the concept. So that is very, very essential. If you are going to follow these 3 principles, your performance is good, definitely you will be a personality in the college, personality in the department. The student will respect you because of your presentation skill. So அவர் நடத்தினா புரியும்பா, அவர் பக்கா ஜென்டில்மேன் தான், ஆனால் பான் நடத்தினா தாண்டா புரியாதுன்னு. ஒரு நல்லா ட்ரெஸ் பண்ணுவாரா, நல்லா ப்ரெசென்ட் ஆவார், பட் அவர்கிட்ட மென்டல் ப்ரெசன்டேஷன் இருக்காது, பிசிக்கல் ப்ரெசன்டேஷன் தான் நல்லா இருக்கும். So such kind of comments will come from your students' community. Then there are 3 D's: direction, where are you going, and what are the portions to be covered, and how much is to be covered, and what direction you are traveling, and such kind of things must be very clear. Clearly explained to the students by you, and you must have determination in your career. You must be stern and firm in your views. That is also very essential. Dedication is also equally essential. Dedication, you must dedicate yourself for the cause of higher education. And you are there to help the students. You are there to teach the students. You are there to make the students to be well off. And you are there to make the students to be employable. So such kind of dedication must come out of the teachers. And the finally is devotion is very, very essential. It depends upon the individual with faith and with belief of the God. And you will have to start the day with God, end the day with God, and fill the day with God. You start the day with God, fill the day with God, and end the day with God. And you must devote yourself for the cause of higher education and for the development of the students' community in the world. So that is these are all the 4 P's and 4 D's of good qualities of teachers. Next slide. There are 4 strategies which you can adopt while you are taking the class. The first strategy is very much related to transmission of knowledge. Second one is strategies based on students' cooperation. The third strategy is based on the students' reasoning and curiosity to know. And the fourth strategies are based on the pace of learning, which means the speed of learning. Next. And for which separate pedagogy may be adopted. Next slide. For transmitting the knowledge from teacher to the students, you can follow this kind of methods: lecture method, symposium method, and team teaching method. And strategies based on the students' cooperation. Only with the cooperation of the students you can do it well. The help of group discussion, tutorial, term paper, role playing, demonstration, and case study. And these methods can be used only with the help of the cooperation of the students. Next. Strategies based on students' reasoning and curiosity to know. The curiosity of the students is also equally important, for which we can make use of these pedagogies, that is problem solving method, seminar method, ask the boy to girls to present a seminar, leaderless group discussion, brainstorming sessions may be conducted, and you can take the students for field trips, and the project may be given to them. The fourth strategy is based on the next slide, based on the speed of learning. The speed of learning of the student will be different from each other. So based on the caliber, intelligence, or knowledge level, you can put these methods on the, ask them to do it. Programmed learning, self-study, assignment, simulation, laboratory, technique and computer assisted learning. Today, we cannot escape from computer. Today, I am using the online method, online teaching and learning method, that I am able to meet you all in different places, and I am able to reach you. So computer assisted learning is very popular today, ICT, information, communication and technology. And wherever possible, you can make use of it and make the students to understand the concept fully. So these are the important ideas which are very, very essential for a good teacher. அதனால நீங்க எல்லாரும் இதை நல்லா தெரிஞ்சு வச்சுக்கணும். Then the next part is very important part, but I do not know whether the time permits. We have only 15 minutes time. Shall we go for that, or we will have a discussion and clarification for about 15 minutes? It is up to you, the participants. I am prepared to talk because I already told you that I always believe in my tongue point other than PowerPoint. So if you want to ask any questions, clarifications regarding the teaching, learning and the interesting subjects regarding the teaching, learning and evaluation, there is another one part which is called evaluation. If you are interested, I am trying my level best to complete it within 15 minutes. I think some participants may respond to my questions. There is no response, well and good, I will go for evaluation. After completing the syllabus, after completing the syllabus. And the foremost important duty of the teacher is to make set a question to test the students. Set a question to test the students. As per Bloom's taxonomy, there are 16 parameters to be estimated. There are 16 parameters to be estimated. But usually in autonomous colleges, because of the choice-based credit system and outcome-based credit system, outcome-based education method, that every teacher is supposed to set question paper with K levels. I have given you there are only 5 K levels here for an example, but you can test the students in 16 different ways. But usually most of the colleges are following only 5 K levels, and in order to test the knowledge, understanding, application, skill, thought process. Suppose if you want to test the students in all the 5 areas, how to set the question paper, and what is important for all of us to test the knowledge, and you can use these words. And whenever I look at the questions while I am doing invigilation work in the colleges, in my college, that I am very much interested in reading the question papers, whether it is physics or chemistry or botany or whatever may be the subjects. I really virtually wept because the question paper setting is not of knowledge of the students. மாணவர்களுடைய அறிவை சோதிக்க வேண்டும் என்றால் இது போன்ற வார்த்தைகளை நீங்கள் பயன்படுத்தலாம். Next. Suppose if you want to test the understanding capacity of the students, that you can use the words, define in own words, convert, distinguish, compare, estimate, explain in own words, give examples, infer, predict, manipulate, verify, discriminate, classify, construct, represent, reorder, rearrange. So you can take a printout and you can get the copy from the organizers. You take a printout while you are setting the question paper for universities or the autonomous colleges. You try to follow this kind of methodology, and which is the appropriate word for testing the understanding of the students. Next one. Suppose if you want to test the application capacity of the students, whatever they have learned, they have understood, that should be applied. Therefore, you can make use of the word by using these prefixes in the question according to your subject. Compute, demonstrate, modify, change, find, calculate, prepare, produce, solve, use, show, establish, apply. So usually பாத்தீங்கன்னா explain there இருக்கு, what there. Almost all the question whatங்கிற வார்த்தை தான் கொஸ்டினாவே இருக்கு. பட் இத்தனை வார்த்தையை நம்ம பயன்படுத்தணும். Next. Skill. Suppose a teacher wanted to test the skill of the students. You can make use of these words: sketching, drawing, computing, reading, table, diagram, procedures, calculate. So such kind of words can be used. Next one, the last one is, if you want to know about the thinking capacity of the students, you can make use of these words and maybe fixed in the prefix while you are setting the question papers. Differentiate, distinguish, illustrate is the word which can be used only for the diagrammatic illustration question. A pictorial explanation question alone will carry the word illustrate in the prefix. Outline, find the relationship, derive, categorize, design, organize, formulate, reconstruct, and write a theme, apprise, criticize, justify, infer, and predict. So these words can be, just I have given you for K levels for only 5 items, 5 parameters. But there are remaining 11 parameters are there. According to the parameter, you will have to set the prefix while you are setting the question paper. Next one. For descriptive questions, these are the words which can be used as prefix: explain, expound, elucidate, elaborate, examine, analyze, describe, evaluate, illustrate, assess, discuss, critically examine, comment, debate, argue, bring out, narrate, detail, criticize. எல்லாம் எடுத்து பக்கத்துல வச்சுக்கோங்க. எது தேவையோ அது டிஸ்கிரைப் அப்படின்னு சொன்னோம்னா விவரி, டிஸ்கஸ் சொன்னோம்னா விவாதி. The entire concept is something different. விவாதிக்கிறது வேற, விவரிக்கிறது வேற. What is given in the book may be reproduced in the name of description, describe. But whatever is given in the book that has to be discussed is called a discuss. So wherever the word is, this appropriate word must be used while you are setting the question paper. This is for descriptive question. Next. Usually the question paper consists of 4 types of questions. One is objective type, subjective types, and descriptive types. And there are also questions which carries challenging questions. For objective type, multiple choice with 4 answers. Usually we are following it. But if possible, you can inculcate this model also. Fill up, number 1. Write true or false. Number 2. Number 3, a question with 4 answers, multiple choice question. Number 4, match the following. Number 5, reason with assertion. If you are going to set the question paper with all these 5 items in the objective type, definitely it will be very much useful for the students while they are writing the competitive examination, especially for SET, NET, and UPSC and TNPS. So if possible, you can incorporate in your college. Subjective type question, it is 2 questions will be taken from 1 unit. And the students are asked to select either A or B within the unit. Thereby, you are indirectly forcing the students to study all the subjects. If they are leaving the last unit, he has to leave one question. Therefore, this is the area which slow learner, medium learner, and the fast learner, everybody must help the slow learners and medium learners. Then there is one category is called descriptive questions, which each unit 1 question will be taken, and out of 5 questions, students are asked to write only 3 questions. You can leave 2 questions, so thereby they are given the chance of studying only 3 units clearly. And if the students do not want to study the 2 more units, then you can leave it. So this is the 3 types of questions. And nowadays the UGC is asking us to provide and ask challenging questions, because UGC want to make the students to study the newspapers and journals and all other current issues. Therefore, the self-study or questions related to social, economical, cultural, spiritual, and political and national issues must be known by the students. So recently the 100th rocket has been launched by India. So write a note on PSLV 100th rocket sent by ISRO. So such kind of question must be given in the last part of the question paper. So these are the expectations of the UGC. Of course, if you are going to fill up all these expectations as per the UGC, as per the NAC, definitely it would be useful for the students community. So all the things are only in the hands of the teachers, no doubt about it. So teachers are the key, have to play a key role. That is very, very essential. So have a method for everything, have everything its method. have a place for everything, have everything in its place, have a time for everything, have everything in its time. Where there is a will, there is a way. Where there is a way, there is a light. Where there is a light, there is a life. Where there is life, there is hard work. Where there is hard work, there is success. Where there is success, there is happiness. Where there is happiness, there is love. Where there is love, there will be blessings from the God. There will be bliss. There ஆனந்தத்தை நீங்கள் அடைய முடியும். Arise, awake, stop not till the goal is reached. Thank you very much for your patient hearing, and I am prepared to give time to 5 to 6 minutes for interaction. If anybody is interested to ask questions or clarification, I am very much pleased to answer all the questions if possible. Thank you so much. Madam, PPT close பண்ணுங்க. At least or a few, I think around 100 participants are in the group. At least I expect 5% of the teachers, 5 to 10% of the teachers can express your feedback or your views about my lecture. If anybody is interested, at least 10% if you are able to respond to my lecture, definitely I'll be happy. Don't put your feedback in the chat box. Open your mouth and try to talk to me. If you are not ready to talk, how can you expect your students to talk? Huh?
Yes, sir.
உங்க வீடியோ ஆன் பண்ணுங்க. Switch on your video. Sarath Babu.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Say at least thank you.
Yeah,
Not put your thank you in the chat box.
No, sir. I am explaining about your lecture, listening your lecture. For the past half an hour, I have a class. I couldn't turn up your lecture, but the session is so interesting.
The voice is not clear, sir.
The lecture is interesting, sir. We are learned all the hard work and happiness, and hard work and success, and happiness to what is that Almighty, and Almighty with spirituality. You explained the things very well. I have a doubt, sir. One thing, at the time of preparing the question paper, how to give the question paper, that is by using Bloom's and taxonomy, what level of questions we have to give?
It all depends upon your academic council people. If you are an autonomous college, you will have to decide all these parameters only in the academic council or board of studies. So there are 16 parameters, whichever is possible, you can make use of it and make in the curriculum. So
Yes,
all the 16 parameters which are absolutely essential for testing the students, no doubt about it. But
Yes, sir.
will it be possible for us to incorporate all the K levels? It is not possible.
It is not possible.
Yes. Therefore, we can restrict to some level. At least 5 or 6.
Yes.
Not less than 5 is very essential.
Means what? We have to cover all the levels in the question paper.
No, that depends upon your requirement.
Requirement, yes.
Next.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your feedback.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
நூறு பேர்ல 99 பேர் 100 பேர் லைன்ல இருக்கீங்க. என்னை சேர்த்தா ஒருத்தர் கூட பேச முன்வர மாட்டீங்கன்னா இட் இஸ் ஹைலி பேத்தட்டிக்.
Good evening, sir.
அவங்க வந்து நீங்க பேசுறவங்க ஆர்கனைசர்ல 1% சக்சஸ், 99% ஃபெயிலியர். Yes, Vimala Mahalingam, you want to say something?
Yes, sir. So thank you, sir. Very nice presentation, sir. You quoted so many Vedas and Upanishads also, sir. So we are very much interested, and we learned so many things from you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Anybody?
Good evening, sir.
Sir, off பண்ணுங்க.
I'm Dr. Kalawading, sir.
Yes.
Sir, very nice presentation, sir.
Okay.
We learned 4 Ds and 4 Ps to become a good teacher, sir.
Okay.
That explanation was very good, sir.
Okay. Thank
We
you.
have repressed our thoughts about teaching and learning, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Anybody? Otherwise, if there is any formal vote of thanks, we can go for that. So out of 4% success rate,
Dear participants, do you have any queries?
okay.
Professors? Okay, in case of
Madam,
no
this is the time
questions.
to wind up.
Yes, sir. So, sir, shall we conclude then, sir?
Madam?
Shall we conclude the session, sir? In
Yes,
case of
yes.
no questions. Yes, sir.
Yes.
So I'd like to invite Dr. Uday Rani, Assistant Professor of Mathematics, to propose vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to take this opportunity to express my heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you for making this FDP on best practices in teaching, learning, evaluation a resounding success. I would like to extend a special thank you to our resource person, Dr. S. Deenadayalan, Head Department of Economics, Mechiro College, Madurai, for sharing his valuable insights and expertise with us. This session was truly enlightening. I would like to thank our management, organizers, and support staff for their tireless efforts in making this FTP a smooth and enjoyable experience. And to all our participants, I would like to thank you for your active engagement and enthusiastic participation. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Mr. Anis. Anis ரைஸ் பண்ணிருக்காரு. அவர் பேசணும்னா பேசலாம்.
Professor Anis?
Anis, or Anis? Anis, you want to say something? Okay. My number, if you want to give any feedback to my number, I will give you the number. You can just make note of it. 944 37 25 362. 944 37 25 362. அனீஸ் எதுவும் பேசுறீங்களா? தவறுதலா ரைஸ் பண்ணிட்டாரோ, கையை தூக்கிட்டாரோ?
Maybe, sir, maybe.
Okay.
But that person is not responding.
Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you especially to Barnida madam for having invited me to share some of my experiences with the participants. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Really, it was. I enjoyed your session, sir. Really, thank you so much for coming and sharing your your experience and your valuable time with us. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. Can I leave the meeting?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Professors, please fill the feedback form. you.